without considering the child's point of view. Permissive parents are loving but don't exert any control. There are no rules. Authoritative parents are firm but loving. They encourage independence within limits. Neglecting parents are uninvolved and often uninterested in their own child. Recently, a fifth style was proposed, but we will come back to that later. The styles range from controlling and demanding to complete freedom, and from cold and unresponsive to loving and receptive. Each, authoritative, permissive, authoritarian, and neglectful parents have their place. To understand what it means to grow up with parents from each end of the spectrum, we can imagine the lives of 4 children. Sarah's parents are authoritarian. They love their girl, but they believe that strict rules are important to make Sarah become well-behaved and fit into society. If Sarah cries, she's told to stop. If she talks back, she is sent to the corner for time out. If she forgets to take care of her chores around the house, she is not allowed to play with her toys. Sarah learns that suppressing her emotions and following her duties is the way to get through the day. To get the love of her parents and to avoid making them upset, she becomes obedient. However, because Sarah was never allowed to decide for herself or follow her intrinsic interests, as an adult, she doesn't know what she really wants. She begins living a life that seems perfect to her parents and society, but might leave her unhappy on the inside. Permissive parents, like those of Peter, enjoy their little boys so much that they believe they should fulfill all his wishes, give him full freedom, and never say no. Peter enjoys full control over his parents and gets whatever he wants. If he doesn't want to walk, he'll be carried. If he wants ice cream he gets. If he wants to play games, he'll be playing them all night. Peter grows up completely without borders and does whatever he thinks is right. He never coped with conflict, and he did not learn to control his emotions. The fact that he always got what he wanted made him a bad loser. As he grows older, he often acts inconsiderate and doesn't know his limits. Arthur's authoritative parents respect their child's needs, but believe that kids need freedom within certain limits. Arthur can freely play, but when he's done, he needs to help tidy up.
This one's the
He is
best
allowed
one.
to eat
What's the
ice
best one?
cream,
Okay.
but only on Sundays. Screen time is limited to 30 minutes a day. There may be conflict, but the parents listen to what Arthur has to say and then lay down the rules. Arthur learns that some things are difficult, but his parents give him all the support he needs to get through it. He develops the strength to endure hardships and to continue following his interests and passions. In class, he bravely expresses his own opinions in an appropriate manner. During breaks, he can show his emotions and act freely. As an adult, he agrees to rules only after they have been discussed and he feels like he understands them. Neglectful parents are usually not present in their children's life. Nora often feels completely alone in the world. She experiences full freedom to do anything she wants to and has plenty of imagination, but she never receives any feedback or even attention. Nora realizes that it doesn't matter what she does because no one cares anyway. The lack of attention leads to a lack of trust in herself and others. She becomes insecurely attached, unable to form healthy relationships, and develops a negative image of herself. To stop feeling unworthy of love, she tries not to feel anything at all. In recent years, over-involved parents who are present in every aspect of their child's life are often referred to as the fifth style. These parents are also known as snowplows, removing obstacles out of their kids' path, or helicopter parents who hover about and micromanage every aspect of their child's life. Since they won't let their children do anything alone, the children can't learn to overcome challenges by themselves. Research infers that these children don't like to solve difficult problems, lack perseverance, and may even procrastinate in protest when something requires a lot of effort. Since most research on parenting is based on self-reports and was done in the US and Europe, it is not clear how strongly the observed effects will hold up in controlled observational experiments or in other parts of the world. The 4 parenting styles were first introduced by psychologist Diana Baumrind. For good parenting, she advised balance of demandingness and responsiveness. Add to that the wise words of Maria Montessori to never help a child with a task at which he feels he can succeed, and parents should do pretty well. What do you think? Should parents resort to a specific style, or should they decide what's best to do in a given situation, as long as they don't neglect or abuse their child? To download this video without background music and learn more about the topic.
Okay, Kai. You have anything to say after you saw the video?
No.
Do you think one is better than the other?
I think the person that doesn't help too much but does help and gives advice to the kid is the good one.
Oh, so that's the third one.
Yeah.
That's called authoritative. That's the one. Is that the one where the kid gets ice cream all the time, or is that the kid get the ice cream on Sundays only?
The kid gets the ice cream on Sundays only.
Oh, so why do you think the one that get ice cream all the time isn't too good? What happens to that child when they grow up?
They don't feel like they have any limits to break, and they don't feel like when they don't feel like doing anything, they just don't do it.
Oh,
Which will get them fired.
yeah. And then, how about the parent that doesn't pay attention to their kids? It's called neglectful parents. Neglect. What do you think happens to that child?
The child will always be depressed and very sad. And yeah.
Okay. And how about the very first parent, which is called the very first one where the parents, what is the first one?
The strict parents?
Yeah. Is that one good or bad?
Bad. Because they didn't really see what their kid wanted to do in the first point of view.
So can you give me an example of that parent?
I don't know.
Like,
Ejern?
Ejern?
Yeah.
Okay, so can you give an example?
I don't know. I don't know any other strict parent but Paxton's parents.
Okay. But like an example of what are the things they can do to be similar to the very first parent. So I think the first one is like you don't really have a choice. You just eat what you're supposed to eat. Is that the first one?
No, you have to do everything by your parent. Like, your parent basically plans the future.
Okay.
For you.
And you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
So that's good for the child. They don't have to decide anything.
Yeah, but they just don't really like it. Like, they wanted to do what they wanted in life.
So if you're a parent, which one do you think you would
I'll choose the one where he eats ice cream on Sundays.
Okay. How about video games? Can they play video games all the time?
No.
So like screen time, that's good, or a certain time of the day?
Yeah.
All right. And how about when the kid falls off a bicycle? Should you just like not on a bicycle anymore so they don't get hurt, or what does a parent do when the child's having a hard time learning how to bicycle?
So first I'll put a band-aid on his clean his wounds and put a band-aid on his wounds. Then I'll help him a little bit and show him what to do, and then I'll tell him to try it on his own.
Ah, so that's definitely authoritative. That's the third one. And how about the fifth one, which is called snowplow parents or helicopter parents, meaning that anytime the child, or what was the example again?
Anytime the child faced any problems, the parents would just be there to do it for them.
So, like, those are the perfect parents, right?
No.
Why not? Don't you want a perfect parent always feeding you everything every second you need something, or help you with homework all the time?
For that, then once after they grow up, then they would need people to help them too. Like, if everyone always helps you and you never solve a problem by yourself, then you wouldn't solve a problem by yourself or anything. He doesn't know how to complete a problem, basically. The parents are moving every hospital, so he doesn't have to do that much hard work, but he still learns a little bit.
Got it. So that's not the best one either.
Yeah.
But that one will make the child feel good, right? It's easy.
Easy, but not that good.
Now, I know you visited a few people's families and you have friends in school.
Mm-hmm.
Do some of your friends, without knowing how they are at home, do you think you could fit some of your friends in these parents category?
No, because I don't know the family.
How about if the child is the only child? Do you think it might be one of these? Do you have kids that don't have any siblings?
No. Yeah, no. My two friends are Orion and Eli.
Okay, and do they have siblings?
Yeah.
And do they fit one of these categories? Or they're the one that's the third parents, where you think their parents...
Third.
The third parent one? So to be your friend, they need to care about people and they don't, like, say bad things to you all the time, or...
Yeah.
But in the playground, in other classes, do you know kids like that? That are mean or don't care or don't try, or...
I mean, there's this one kid named Logan who has been to the principal office a lot of times.
So
Yeah.
what does he do?
He's basically the school bully.
So let's just say you have to guess out of the 5 parents. Could one of those parents be his parents, causing him to be like that?
Yes.
Which one could it be?
The one could be was the parents that give their kid the ones where the parents help him all the time and he protests when there's a hard problem, I think.
Oh, that's the snowplow parents. That's the last one, right? Or is that the one where they're permissible? They let him play anything he wants. That's permissible. That's the second one.
I think it's permissible.
Permissible. Got it. And so, do you think this video was something, a waste of time, or something good to watch?
Like, I kind of knew, like, some of them, but, the number 5 one was kind of interesting for me.
Now, as a parent, or when you think you become a parent and you think a good parent, would you pick one of the 5 all the time? Or would you, basically, how would you, what's your strategy if you want to be a good parent to raise a child to be a good child?
Number 3.
Number 3. Would you use number 3 all the time?
All the time.
All the time.
It's literally the best option. Most of the students in my school already use number 3.
Got it. All right. Okay. Let's go play today.
It's basically the one where you're not that strict, but you don't let your child, like, do anything at once. and you're loving and supporting, and you love and supporting, but you still are a little bit of strict. So it's basically all three combined: loving, a little bit strict, and they also help the child can solve problems by herself and properly learn how to do stuff.
Wow, that's really good. I like that. So, for your own self at your house, which parenting do you get at your house?
Number 3,
Number 3? You get number 3 all the time, or you get it most of the time?
most of the time.
And what other versions you get?
Sometimes number 5.
Okay, what else?
Yeah, that's it.
Anytime you get number 1 where you're forced to do something? Period?
No.
No? How about when it comes to food? Do you get an option when it comes to food?
Yeah, there's a lot of food in our house.
Yeah, but are you forced to eat some foods? Like you gotta eat it.
Yeah. Well, I'm forced to eat food I really like.
Okay. And does that include fruits and vegetables or pasta or sweets only, or what do you like?
I'm forced to eat my veggies.
Okay, so is that a good thing to be forceful?
Yeah.
All right. So,
Because the more you eat veggies, the more the veggies taste better. Because the more you eat veggies, the more natural, the more sweeter the veggie tastes. Because because the more you eat, the more you really like natural sugar.
okay. So what happens if you use number 3 parenting and the child goes, after eating the salad, they're like, no, Dad, I don't want to eat a salad anymore. And then the parent just talks about it and the child still doesn't want it. Should the parent go to number 1 where they force a child to eat the salad?
Not all the time. They might ask, she might, you could probably ask the child what tastes bad about the salad and figure out what he likes, but add something like tastiness, like what type of sauce he likes. And like you can think about it, and you can like probably and you can ask him what salad he would actually like, or you can make a deal with him saying, if I don't let you eat this salad, the next time you have to finish your salad.
Got it. So there's a workaround everything.
Yeah.
You don't have to force the child.
Yeah. There's always 5 options.
Okay. So are there times I force you to do stuff?
Yeah. You force me to eat fat.
Okay. Do I force you to eat tomatoes and salads?
No, because I really like tomato and salad.
Okay. So it sounds like you really like number 3.
I really like number 3.
Number 3. All right. So number 3. And then any other thing you think it can make better? You think there's like another style you would like to add, or
wait, let me think.
Or add something to one of those styles?
Oh yeah. Like, you know how if you make a parent mad, they yell at you?
Yeah.
And if they keep yelling at you, like, that kind of makes the kid depressed.
Yeah.
And it makes them start blaming themselves. And they'll make them depressed, and they won't like learn as more, and that will make them very unsocial, so they like won't make friends, and they might not more often join a group activity.
Will not join a group activity.
Might not.
Oh.
So Yeah.
That's if the child gets yelled at.
Yeah.
So what's the better way to do the yelling at a child?
You can talk about it. You can talk about the thing before yelling at him. Like, you can talk and ask what's the problem before, because like he might just have a bad day, or he might like have accidentally did something, or he might be like mad after something happened.
Yeah.
You have to question him before you punish him for something he might have not done.
Got it. Now, would it be fair if the parent tried multiple times and then the child doesn't do their part, and is that okay for the parent now to yell at the child?
Yeah,
Okay, so
but not too loud.
is that okay for the child to get yelled at in front of the other siblings, or in public, or just by himself, or go home and talk about it, not in front of other people?
Not in front of other people, because he would be more embarrassed and people will start bullying him, which makes him more unsocial.
So now here's another question.
Hmm?
If a child fails, do you think it's because of the child or because of the parent?
If a child fails, it's not any of those five. It's just like in life you do fail. So if he actually fails, you and the kid should probably talk about what he did wrong so he can learn about what he did wrong, and after that he might be able to improve.
Okay. Now, do you think that when a child does something failing, should it always be the dad that talks to the child, or who should do the talking?
Both parents, because if the dad only does the talking and the mom doesn't really meet the kids that much and has to go to work, then the kids won't like really like might not really get have a close relationship with their mom, and since that happens, the mom doesn't really also have a good relationship with them.
So the parent should always switch off in talking, or
Once in a while.
Or certain topics the dad should say it, and a certain topic the mom should say it.
Once in a while, they just change to different ones.
Okay.
Or you can ask the child which person he wants to talk to.
Okay. What do you think about a situation where a child wants something and one parent says no? Should the child take that answer, or what should the child do if they still want it?
The child should probably think about it next time, and he should probably ask the parent for something, like if he can do anything for the money for the tour, like improvising, like doing chores, which allows him to get money for the toy he wants. Because the parent should probably allow that, because that allows your child to understand how to like work for stuff.
Okay.
Like, and how hard and they would probably not yell at, they might yell less, because they know what it feels like to come every day back from hard work.
Got it. So I guess two questions comes out of this. One is, if the child doesn't get what they want, should they go, even though they got an answer of no, should they go to the other parent to ask? And if the other parent says yes, do they do it anyways, or should they tell the other parent that, oh, by the way, the other parent said no, but you said yes, or should you keep it a secret and just do it, because out of the two, one said yes? That's one of the questions. The second question would be, do you think parents should pay kids to do chores? So maybe you can answer
maybe not, maybe.
So out of those two, let's go to the first one. Let's say you ask something from dad and dad said no, should you go straight to mom and ask, or grandparents or somebody?
Well,
Is that a good thing or?
Well, you can ask mom, and if she says yes, you can go ask the other parent. Ask if you can get it now because the other parent said yes.
Oh.
Because you might be able to get a different answer.
So just don't go lie about it and say, hey,
Yeah.
just go get it because one said yes. But go back to the first one and tell the story again. Hey,
Because you might be able to like get it without getting in trouble or anything.
Wow, I didn't think of that. That's a great idea. So negotiate again because maybe the first parent either was having a bad day or busy or didn't see a different point of view. Okay.
Or if Trevor says no, you can basically explain why you want the toy. Yeah.
Okay.
Or you can get better grades, and next time you ask for it, she might give you it.
Got it. Now, when the parent says no, do you want them to just say no, or do you want them to give you a reason why?
Reason why? Because you never know.
Okay. Let's just say they said, oh, this month we don't have a lot of money. Is that a good reason, or you want them to say, well, I can't get it this month. Can I get it you next month? Or
yeah, that's good reasoning.
Okay, so you want a good reason if you get a no.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's awesome. We know your thoughts on that one. Then the second one was, should parents pay their kids for doing chores?
Maybe. Well, I do chores for money at the neighbor's house.
So let's just say your mother works a lot and the dishes will help your mother save time and she's less tired and stressed when she get home. Should your mother pay you to do that, or is that something you want to help from the goodness of your heart because you love your mom?
I'll do the dishes because I really like doing the dishes.
Okay.
And I like my mom.
So let's just say mom says, I'll give you $1 every time you do the dishes. Is that a good idea? Or says, hey,
Give
I'll take
25 cents every time you do.
You did the dishes so good, well, I'll take you to go play. Arcade, Disneyland, go whatever you like. So which one's better? Giving the payment in rewards or with money?
Money, because the rewards are a little too expensive.
Okay. So let's just say the child gets rewarded with money. So there's two ways. There's a few things from that. So does the child spend the money wisely? Does the money only the way to motivate the child where every day without the money the child stops doing the dishes? Or like what are the problems you can see with money? Or does the money teach the kid how to save and be a better spender when they grow up?
So basically, the kid might spend a lot of money and now he thinks he has no more money. So he'll eventually save a lot of money, or he'll start saving the money till he grows up so he has a large amount of money so he can like improvise to make a company or something.
Okay.
Or
invest.
Or he might, third step, he might learn he'll learn how to count money, and he'll start finding a good ways to spend money but not spending too much money on a thing.
Okay. That's some awesome thoughts. So let's just say you're a YouTuber and you're going to give some advice to kids. And let's just say you grow up in a single family or a multi, like you have brothers and sisters?
Brothers and sisters.
Okay. So a parent with 3 child will give attention to each child.
Mhm.
So are you the first or middle or the last child?
I'm the middle.
Okay. So being the middle child, how do you recommend a parent to raise a family to make it fair for all 3 children?
I mean, the reason the middle child doesn't really get that much attention is because the youngest is the one that most aunties and cousins give money to, and they mostly pay most of their attention to that. And the oldest child is kind of more successful and like more like parents like him because like she's basically the good child.
Mm-hmm.
And basically the middle child gets a the oldest child gets more attention and because she has harder homework and there's not really that much time. And finally when they get to the middle child, it's either if they're watching movies, having a special activity together,
Mm-hmm.
or they're going on a family trip that and there's a lot of stuff. The middle child gets a good amount of attention.
They do?
Yeah.
They're not forgotten?
Mm. He
Okay.
does seem to be taking a lot of attention to me.
All right. So I know that you are the middle child, is what you said.
Yeah.
But if you get to choose, which child would you want to be?
The middle child?
Not the first and not the last?
No.
Do you think there's a lot of pressure being the first child?
Yeah, because everyone's always coming towards you, and like there's not really like you always get the most attention, and like it's kind of a little bit stressful when you wanted to be left alone. And being the oldest child, you get harder work and you're expected to always be good.
Oh yeah, that's true. Because they say that if the first one goes wrong, the other 2 go wrong too.
Because the middle child doesn't like really get most that much attention. So basically he can the middle child can start like learning some more without being stressed out, and the middle child can also get some attention by like just asking the parent to give them attention. And if the middle child is sad, they can also tell the parent about something, because the middle child doesn't really have that much attention, but if you actually ask for attention, then you'll get it.
Got it. And then do you think it's tough to be the last child?
No.
That's the easy one?
Yeah, because the child basically gets anything he wants. Like, as the middle child, I didn't get a phone, but as Maxie was and the oldest was the oldest person was expected to be good, so she got a phone, and the youngest child is most popular and is loved by a lot of people.
Yeah.
So he also got a phone. And yeah, the middle child was just left out with an iPad.
So do you think the middle child's ready for a phone?
If we can prove it.
Okay. Now, being in a family with 3, how do you think it's fair for the parent to try to love or distribute work evenly? Is that difficult to do?
So they should probably start trying not to like love each one that much, but like trying to like one by one loving each each siblings equally.
Okay. So do you think we should all go on a family trip together or sometimes take each child individually to events?
Individually,
Like it's the middle child's day. It's the first child's day.
if but no, individually would be kind of cause a fight or something.
Uh,
Like maybe like the other people like they might not like the middle child not that much, because siblings don't really like each other that much. So a family trip would probably be better because it brings the siblings together so they can actually have more relational
yeah.
stuff, so they can get along better and possibly help each other in the future. And and the kids get more time with the adults.
Got you. So I think I overheard your mother saying, "Hey, if you're good, I'll take you to this place. If you're good, I'll take you to that place." Individually. So do you think that's a good idea, or it's better if the mother takes or the family takes everybody together?
Well, the bad thing about the family trip is because it's way too expensive, and the good thing about the individual one is because it's way cheaper.
And you probably go to more places quickly.
You can probably go to more places and not have to like wait for like a couple of years to save up the money to actually go on a trip.
Okay.
So I would recommend, if you're kind of struggling and you don't really have that much money,
Yeah.
then I would recommend the separate one.
Now here's a really side quick question. If you go on a trip, is it important to see more things or to eat more things? Should you spend like half the day waiting in a restaurant to eat a really good food, or you should go to like 5 different places in that time you can sit in one place to wait for a restaurant?
Oh, like what country should you be talking about? Because in Japan, you can just wake up really early and get a waiting spot on your thing, and a certain time to come back, and then you can go look at places and visit places.
So it depends on the country you're visiting. Some places are known for food, and some countries are known for things to visit.
Yeah.
So depending on that country, you can focus more on food or more on visiting.
Yeah, it depends on like, have you already been there?
Right.
Like, if you already been there, like if you already have seen a lot of things, you should probably try out the food.
And then, is it good to go visit other countries? What's so good about? Is that
so you can see their culture?
Okay. Got it. All right. Well, it's Christmas Eve. We got to go and eat at our neighbor's house. Let's go downstairs and see if there's anything we can help with Mother, so we can help Mom, and then we can go. Yeah? Oh, yeah. So last thing, how do you think your parents are doing for you as the middle child? Are we treating you good, or we're good?
Yeah.
Can we do something better?
No. I feel pretty good as a middle child.
You're happy?
Yeah.
All right. So, as a middle child, are you going to be happy with you right now, or are you still going to try to be a better person every day?
I'm happy of who I'm right now because, like, I know there's some other middle child that aren't, like, really getting that much attention.
Yeah.
And I feel good of what I have right now, and I don't want to, like, because I might ruin something, or I might, like...
Okay. Do you have a good relationship with your other siblings?
No.
You don't have a good relationship with your siblings?
No.
Why do you say that?
We always fight.
And then, what about different languages? Do you think it's good for a family to know different languages?
Yeah, but not too much. Like one at a time.
But definitely knowing more than one language is good for you?
Yeah.
Got you. All right. All right, let's go.
Let's go.